a special day this is as we get ready to officially induct Mark Berman to the Texans Media Wall of Fame. And it's only fitting that John McClain is here, the first member of the Wall of Fame, and now Mark Berman gets in as well. And if you're like me and you weren't born here but got here as fast as you could, Mark Berman, we all know he's a legend. He's a legend out of market as well. I remember reading Associated Press copy. KRIV TV reports, that's Berman. So out of market, you knew him. You come into the market, of course, you know he's a legend. And as a guy who hosted a radio show mornings when I first got here, Mark Berman's sportscasts on KRIV, Fox 26, required viewing every night. Always had that extra story, that extra something. Always went the extra mile to get that interview you didn't expect and to have that information that was so valuable. And we're going to induct him into the Wall of Fame. All right, we want to recognize some people who are in the crowd today. First of all, Chairman and CEO Cal McNair and his lovely wife, Vice President of the Texans Foundation, Hannah McNair. Texans President Greg Grissom. Where's Greg? Right here. Our General Manager Nick Casario in the house. And our head coach Demico Lyons. Also, members of the Fox 26 family, where are you? Fox 26 people. Okay. All right, D'Artagnan, great to see you. And Mark Berman's family as well. Family members, the Bermans. I know you're all here. Mark's going to talk about you in a few moments, I'm sure. All right, before we go anywhere else, let's hear from the Chairman and CEO, Cal McNair, and Vice President of the Houston Texans Foundation, Hannah McNair. Come on down.
Thank you, Mark. Thank everyone for being here. I do have a story for Mark to ask me to tell a story. So this one actually isn't mine, it's actually Dad's. So Dad really enjoyed working with Mark through the years. He said he would show up at the stadium to cover something. He'd show up on the field, practice field, game field. After the game, coming out of the locker room, he'd be there. He'd be calling him to try to get a scoop on something, and Bob, call me first. He'd be at the airport greeting players when they came off the airplane, and we couldn't figure out how he figured out the flight information, but he did. But amazing, and Dad said, I bet if I go out and get my paper, Mark would be there to hand it to me. And that was, I always thought that was really funny. But today is the day that I get to hand a paper to Mark Berman. He's a chronicle. Because today is a special day for us all, so thank you, Mark.
Well, I want to say thank you for covering all the foundation events. I know it's not popular to go cover community events, but as the foundation and representative of the foundation, I just want to thank you for highlighting that in our community. Another thing I would like to do is give you a gift. As we all know, never fail, Mark had his bag of cords. Always tangled, and so before every interview he'd be sitting there untangling, and I'd come help him sometimes, Cal would come help him sometimes, and we love doing it. But our hope is that by giving you this gift of AirPods, you will never have to do that again.
So as y'all remember, last year we started our John McClain Media Wall of Fame, recognizing media members who cover the Texans with integrity, fairness, and unrelenting commitment. And today is our honor to add Mark Berman to this wall.
All right, we're going to take more photos after. Everybody's coming back over here, yes. Everybody come back into the room. This is where the food and drinks are, so extra incentive, as well as major incentive right here, as we will hear from more people about this special day. So let's bring aboard as a duo, General Manager Nick Caserio, Head Coach Demico Lyons.
No, I just want to congratulate Mark on an awesome career. Quick story about Mark. My 2006, when I was drafted here, Mark was the first person to interview me. Kind of ran me down over here at the Spring Hill Suites and got an interview. But it just shows, right, a couple things about Mark, right? Very hardworking, right? Very hard work. He was dedicated to his craft, and he always did a tremendous job. Man of integrity, man with class. Always respected the players, always wanted to get the story right, always was just a guy I always respected, continued to keep a relationship with Mark, and just want to say congratulations to you, all right, to your family on a outstanding career, and I wish you nothing but the best in retirement. And for you, I think for all the reporters and everyone, all right, coming after you, I think you've laid an awesome foundation of how it should be done with integrity, done with class, and done the right way. So congrats to you, and wish you nothing but the best.
Me probably said it all, but I mean, 43 years, I would say kind of three things come to mind: consistency, loyalty, all right, and continuity. To be able to do it in one spot, to be able to do it in your hometown, 43 years, it says a lot. You know, we talk to the players a lot on a daily basis, just about showing up. Just show up, all right? And you showed up for a lot of days, for a lot of years, and the city of Houston is a lot better for people like for Mark Berman and for Mark. And I would just say, as an outsider, you know, I'm a pain in the ass to deal with sometimes, but, you know, you're always fair, always very reasonable, and enjoyed the opportunity to get to meet you and get to know you and develop a relationship with you and to talk some Astros baseball with you. So congratulations, it's well deserved. Come around, don't be a stranger. Open door policy, so we'll probably regret saying that, but appreciate everything you've done for not only our team, but for the city, you know, for the organization, and for your family, for a lot of people, so thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Yeah, he's retiring, but I think it was Figgy on Sports Radio 610 who said, is this going to be like a John McClane retirement? He still has a Twitter account, right? He could do a lot of damage with that. Let's bring aboard here the president of the Houston Texans, Greg Grissom.
Thanks, Mark, and thank you, Mark. When I moved to Houston a long time ago, before the internet, the 10 o'clock news used to be really important, right? That's where you got your scores and your highlights and the news of the day. And I learned something really, really quick when I moved to Houston, is it's not the 10 o'clock news. It's the 9 o'clock news, and you better tune in around 9:45 or 9:50, because Berman's going to tell you everything that you wanted to know. And I'm sure the newscasters at 10 o'clock didn't like that, but I'm sure you like that little early slot every day. So just really all I want to say is, you know, as one of Mark, I've known Mark for a long time, and when you think of the values of the John McClane Media Wall of Fame, of unrelenting commitment, integrity, and fairness, there's nobody that represents that more than Mark Berman. And really the unrelenting commitment, I think it's been referenced here. Hannah mentioned all the foundation. I can speak from my past, all the sponsor stories and community events that our players were at. You were always there. And so, usually with that cell phone here the last 10 years, and he's going to interview somebody here today probably with a phone, but just on behalf of our fans who've gotten so much information from you and done in the right way, we just thank you and congratulate you for all that you've done, and so proud to have your name on this wall. Congratulations. Now I'm gonna introduce the guy that all of you get to work with really on a daily basis. Omar Mazoub, who does a great job. Omar.
Thanks, Greg. Thank you, Greg. I just really wanted to tell a brief story about Mark that I think perfectly describes the legend of Mark Berman, and then I will let him come up and speak. But before I do that, I want to thank Lindsey Fox and Cabina Woods for everything for today. This is a great event. Appreciate y'all's work. So my Mark Berman story. So when I started with the Texans a few years ago, I was in charge of meeting the player at the airport who we drafted. So my boss was telling me, you know, you'll get to the airport and there's going to be media in the gate, and Mark Berman's definitely going to be there, and let them ask 1 or 2 questions, but then get the player out of there. Like, we have a long day of stuff that he has to do. And so I get, you know, 2 camera guys, Texan security, somebody from operations, and we get in my car and we drive to Bush Airport, and we get special VIP parking right outside our gate that only the Texans get. And we go inside, and I'm looking around the gate, and I don't see Mark, and I'm like, something's not right. I've been told, as everybody's said, Mark is always at the airport when somebody famous comes in, and this was our first round draft pick, so I'm like, he should be here. So I called Mark. I bet you don't even remember this story. So I called Mark, and I said, I'm in the gate waiting for you. Where are you? And he says, what do you mean I'm in the gate? I'm in the gate, and I don't see you. And I'm like, well, Mark, you're going to miss the interview. Like, I'm trying to be helpful. Like, I would get over here. And he's like, my guy's never wrong. Like, I'm in the right spot. And I'm like, Mark, I mean, I'm standing with the person who booked the flight. Like, I'm starting to get frustrated. Like, you should get over here. So I hang up the phone. A few seconds later, Texan security taps me on the shoulder. This was before Brent, by the way. This would never happen under Brent. And Texan security taps me on the shoulder and says, I don't know who you were just on the phone with, but call him back. We screwed this up and we're in the wrong gate. And so I, with my tail between my legs, had to call Mark back, ask him what gate our own player was flying into that day to get us in the right gate. And so I learned early on in my career to never doubt Mark Berman's sources, especially whoever that person is at the airport. But seriously, Mark, I've been here for 10 years, and you're one of my favorite people that I've worked with. You're obviously incredible at your job, as everybody has said, but you're an even better person, and I'm honored to call you a friend. On behalf of our whole department, I just want to say thank you for everything and congrats. So if you have any words you want to come up and say, we welcome you.
I don't remember that story, but I should. That made me look really good. I like that. I was thinking about this on the way over here and looking around at everybody here. What kind of crossed my mind is that I've got my immediate family here. I've got my family from Fox here. And I have all of you guys from the Texans, all of y'all related to the Texans, media, everybody I've covered. So I've got all these families that are connected to me, all here in one spot at one time. Kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. All 3 families helping me celebrate the end of my career at Fox here in Houston. And it wouldn't have happened if not for Omar, his staff, Lindsay, the Texans, the McNair family. And I can't tell you how honored I am and happy and thrilled to be here, and y'all have done this for me. Thank y'all very much.
So we'll get to drinks and food here in a second, but I think there was a few people who weren't able to make it that recorded a video.
Mark Berman, congrats, man. 37 years, man. That's a long time in the business, man. You did it at a high level, man. You was the first guy I talked to when I signed in Houston. Got me on the phone, and we've been hitting it off ever since, man. Just want to say congratulations on a great career. Congratulations being added to the Media Wall of Fame. Enjoy your retirement. Look forward to seeing you soon, man. Hell of a career, Mark.
Mark, look, you and I have known each other for 40 years, from time in University of Houston together, and you've been just an outstanding, superb sports caster, and an excellent job. And you, for some strange way, you've always been the one that breaks the news on things that happen. Maybe it's because you have my personal cell phone number. You know how to text me and call me, you know. And but look, I value the work that you have done over these many years. But equally important is that I value the friendship that we've established. You have done your job extremely, extremely well. And you ought to be proud, man, of what you've been able to do and accomplish over these many, many years. You've earned your retirement. Enjoy it. And my hope and prayer is that your future for you will be better than your past. Congratulations, my friend. All the best. Hey, you can always check me out on something that's happening sports-wise. Even in retirement, you can still break the news.
Hey, Mark, Stacy Tino. Just want to say congratulations on retirement. Congratulations on an incredible career. It has been a pleasure to get to work with you for many, many years. From me as a kid at U of H,
a chance to know you and just share the locker room with you. I know a lot of times as players, you know, we don't like to trust reporters, but I can say, man, that you was definitely a true friend, man, and you always had the best intentions with every story that you put out there. If you ever said anything bad about me, I'm sure I'll probably kicked your ass already about it, man. But hope you have a great retirement, and I wish you nothing but the best, man, and enjoy it.
Okay, we're gonna pull Mark and Mark's family for photos, but everybody else, thanks for being here. Oh, thanks for being here, and we'll see y'all tomorrow at practice.